Hello, everyone, and we're hopping into the investigation today for our Chihiro. Baby girl. Died too young. Anyway, without further ado, let's hop into this investigation. Because the sooner it's over, the sooner I can get past how much this one hurts. Let's get into it. Yes, I did hit record. I had to check. First of all, I'd better check the Monokuma file to see exactly what's going on. The victim was Chihiro Fujisaki. The time of death is estimated around 2 a.m. The body was discovered in the girls' locker room on the second floor of the school. The cause of death was a blow to the head with a blunt object. She was killed instantly. That is all it says. Well, it's not like there's any point in complaining about it. No matter what, I gotta do what I gotta do. Noise. Monokuma File 2 has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Hey, Makoto, do you have a second? Huh? Do you need something from me?
Naturally.
Of course. Life without purpose is quite dull, you know. So what did you need? I'm going to let you cooperate with me during my investigation. Huh?
What?
I'm purchasing your talent, the same talent which allowed you to solve Tayaka's case. Solve? No,
Stop talking.
You seem to have some limited use, which is why I've chosen you. You have the honor of contributing to my investigation, so you're inviting me to come with you. You're doing the most arrogant way possible,
Let's go.
Now then, shall we get started? But we need to get moving. There's no time to be standing around. I don't really know what just happened, but looks like I'll be working with Byakuya on this one. Okay. So firstly, the poster's got some blood and it must have happened during the murder. The word bloodlust written on the wall in blood. The meaning behind bloodlust. Okay, there's a dumbbell on the floor, and this is a blood stain. There's blood on this dumbbell. Monokuma said a blow to the head with a blunt object is what killed her. Does that mean that this dumbbell was actually the murder weapon?
Right.
I don't imagine it could have been anything else. The locker room dumbbell has been added to the truth section of your handbook. I could feel life draining out of my own body, a dead body. Chihiro's dead body.
Very strange.
The more I look, the more strange it all seems. It must be Genocide Jack's handiwork.
What?
Well, but we're still not sure he did it. Is that what you want to say? I wonder about that. There's flesh blood stained on the carpet. Must have been splattered blood during the murder. I use this locker room all the time. Now it's become the site of Chihiro's death. But why is she killed in the locker room? Actually, if you think about it, she could have been killed somewhere else than carried here. She was very light, that is true. It wouldn't have been hard for somebody to carry her, but still. I think she came here on her own by choice. What makes you say that? She'd been taking a lot lately on how she wanted to get stronger. So you're saying she came here to exercise? But according to the Monokuma files, apparently she was killed around 2 in the morning. She would really have been exercising that way?
Perhaps.
Hina or myself are usually in the locker room during the day. She was probably avoiding it then. Avoiding it? Although we've invited her to join us more than once, she never showed up. So I can only assume she was trying to avoid us. And instead she came to exercise in the middle of the night.
However,
Perhaps. But it is difficult for me to imagine she would have come alone. She did want to start exercising, but she specifically mentioned she couldn't do it by herself. She needed support from others. So you're saying she could have had to come here in the middle of the night to train in secret? But that she also would have come with someone else? It's a possibility, I think. Nice. Sakura's account has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Dude had a real complex about being weak. You heard Chihiro talk about it, right? All I need to get stronger? Yeah, I do remember she said that more than once. Sure did, which I guess explains the trip down here. But she did really need to get stronger, that badly? You already mentioned it, but she was a girl after all. Most girls aren't all that strong. I don't know, man. I haven't really thought about that stuff. The cause of Chihiro's complex. I can't help wondering what it might be. Mondo's account has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Now I believe it is about time for us to move on. Huh, already?
What?
New clues won't magically appear by standing around here. We need to check every aspect of this case. It's true, but
Let's go.
if you're satisfied, let's hurry up and proceed. So, he's so pushy. I got caught up with the wrong person this time. So this is our next location. Huh? This place related to the investigation? Figure it out by yourself. It's no fun if you don't, right? There are a bunch of different fully related items on the shelf, have nothing to do with the case. Oh, cool. Found a coin. That's not even the scene of the crime, idiot. Maybe the gun was used. No, it's impossible. If that were true, Chihiro would riddle with holes. A surveillance camera. Even Chihiro was being murdered. I bet the mastermind was just sitting there watching. They know what happened, and they're still forcing us to go through with it. You could take at least 5 to figure out where we should check out without my help. That's not even the scene of the crime, idiot. If I remember right, the card reader is mean to work in the handbooks, right?
What?
Do you have an issue with it? If so, you should take it up with Monokuma. He said that, then quickly and sharply clapped his hands together.
Did you call for me?
Call for me? Has he been domesticated?
That's right.
It seems that Monokuma has a question for you. Makoto has a question
You
for you.
need something?
Sure, what's up? Well, it's just about the card readers. Yep, the card readers have all been designed to interface with each of your e-handbooks. You can only enter the locker room corresponding to the gender listed in your individual handbook. And it's impossible for 2 people in a row to go through while the door is unlocked, correct? If there were some sort of erotic terrorist on the prowl, then the ceiling-mounted Gatling gun would initiate a Swiss cheese slaughter. And the school regulations prohibit anyone from leading someone else. Your handbook, correct?
Of course!
Correct. So then, that means only girls can go into the girls' locker room and only boys can go into the boys' locker room. In other words, Chihiro's body being found in the girls' locker room means, hey Makoto, I can see right through you. See right through me? Allow me to tell you what you're thinking. See, Chihiro was found in the girls' locker room. The killer must have been able to get in there.
So in other words...
As such, the killer must be one of the girls. Did I get it right?
Such ignorance.
Good lord, you're simple. But am I wrong? You should pay closer attention to the regulations. The answer has been in front of you the entire time. Losing your e-handbook to another student is strictly prohibited. Only the act of loaning the handbook is prohibited. Borrowing somebody else's is perfectly fine. I would expect nothing less from the prodigal son of the noble Togami family. So you managed to sniff out the loophole in the regulation. Knowing you, I would bet you created it on purpose, didn't you? To add a little more excitement to the thing. You're right. You're treating me like a puny little appetizer instead of the main course that I am. Now then, since the dead can't actually talk, they're not people anymore, they're things.
Yep.
Get it? Got it? Good. Wait, hold on. You're saying that a loophole, but in order to borrow somebody from something, then that means that someone would have had to look.
Why?
So sleepy. Just listening to you makes me want to pass out. Be more like Byakuya and get your poop together. Or else I'll charge you with criminal negligence. No more questions. Figure out the rest on your own damn self.
That's fine.
Well, I know you are unfortunately lacking the mental facilities, so I'll figure it out myself. Let's head into the main hall. The main hall? That'll help you understand what's going on. Card reader has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. We came to the main hall. So what are we looking for here? Does that mean I have to figure it out on myself? There's a mailbox here. Could something be in hide? It's an e-handbook. No, wait, there's 3 of them. But what are they doing here? So you finally found them. Huh, did you know these were here by Akuya? I happened to find them by chance myself the other day. It seems there's a system in place where the handbooks of dead students get delivered to this mailbox. So then these 3 handbooks belong to Junko, Leon, and Sayaka. You can go ahead and confirm it yourself. I immediately turned on one of the handbooks, and when I did... Sayaka... You're right, this is Sayaka's handbook. Now, don't you understand? This is the key to the loophole that I revealed earlier. Yeah, I feel like I'm starting to get it. You should pay closer attention to the regulations. The answer has been in front of you the entire time. Loaning your handbook to another student is strictly prohibited. Only the act of loaning the handbook is prohibited. Borrowing someone else's is perfectly fine. I see. Yeah, now I understand. Main Hall e-handbook has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook.
What?
Hold on a second. What's wrong?
Very strange.
That's strange. One of the handbooks won't turn on. Is it broken? Whose is it? The other handbook showed Junko's name when I started it up. Then the one that wouldn't turn on must be Leon's, right?
I see.
It would make sense, yes. After all, he did get pummeled with dozens and dozens of baseballs, limited with baseballs. The memory of it came flooding back, and that cruel punishment would lead to Leon's death. The execution that the mastermind concocted. A cruel, heartless death. Sorry, I get thirsty reading these. A cruel, heartless death. You're right, it would be surprising for the handbook to break during that kind of assault.
Damn it!
Hey, hey! Hey, 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 hey!
Now
Hey.
I'm really angry!
What? That e-handbook is essential to student life here. Crucial, integral, instrumental, a super big deal. There's no way it would break that easily. But it did.
That's impossible!
If I say it wouldn't break, it wouldn't freaking break. It can withstand up to 10 tons of pressure. And it's waterproof up to 100 meters, okay? I don't care how many baseballs you hit it with. It wouldn't do crap. But even my amazing handbook does have one single weak point. It does.
I can't hear
But
you!
it's a secret. I wouldn't want you to go breaking any more handbooks.
What?
Then Leon must have broken it somehow without realizing it. That what the weakness is, right? Hard to say. I know what I think. I think this handbook isn't actually broken.
What?
But you might ask how that could be. Leaving the question hanging in the air, Monokuma disappeared. What just happened? Monokuma said it's not broken, but it's undeniable fact that it's not turning on.
That's fine.
Well, I don't see any connections to the case, so it doesn't matter for now. You think so? Either way, something about it still bothers me. Broken e-handbook has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Okay, then this should be enough to get things rolling. Let's begin our investigation in earnest and track down the true culprit. Yeah, we need to find out who killed Chihiro. To be exact, not quite. Huh? Not quite. I'm going back to the locker rooms. I was not done. Hold on, there's still one more thing waiting to be checked. What do you mean by that, Byakuya? To be exact, not quite. Certainly, I want to reveal Chihiro's killer, but more precisely, I want to discover the true identity of Genocide Jack. Then you truly believe Genocide Jack is the one that killed Chihiro?
Don't make me repeat
Absolutely,
myself.
have no doubt that Genocide Jack is the culprit in this case. The murderous fiend is Genocide Jack, right?
What?
There's nobody else it could be. A murderous fiend who kills again and again using a bizarre and brutal method. They're like a ghost, attacking suddenly, then slipping away before the police can catch up to them. And what a nickname did the internet give to this mysterious serial killer? Genocide Jack. They say he's killed thousands of people, but that's gotta be an urban legend. Still, could one of us really be a demented psychotic killer like that? You're not wrong to wonder, but words mean little right now. I have something that will prove it, and I can show you. Ugh. What do you mean by that, Byakuya? To be exact, not quite. Certainly, I want to reveal who Chihiro's killer, but more precisely, I want to discover the true identity of Genocide Jack. And you really believe Genocide Jack is the one that killed Chihiro?
Don't make me repeat
Absolutely,
myself.
no doubt. And I have a bias to believe that. I assure you, Genocide Jack is one of us. Is there really proof? There's someone I'd like to take you. There's somewhere I'd like to take you. This will prove all the evidence you need.
It's all clear
Evidence
now.
that Genocide Jack is the one that killed Chihiro. Evidence does something like that, really? Hey, ha! Ah, hey, you two. Big trouble, need your help.
I don't have time to play
We're
with
busy,
you.
leave us alone.
But
But there's an emergency. Emergency. Come on, please, you gotta help me. This is seriously emergency. Please, please, you gotta help me. Just calm down, okay, Hina? But there's an emergency. An emergency? What happened?
Well-
Something's wrong with Toko. She's acting super strange. Well, I mean, she's acting pretty strange earlier, right? What should we do, Byakuya?
Very strange.
Since it's Toko, I must admit I am intrigued. I suppose we can take a second to see what's going on with her. Are you sure?
Don't make me repeat myself.
I didn't expect that. I thought for sure he'd just say no. And that'd be the end of it.
Yeah.
Okay, come on, hurry. Wait for us, Hina.
Let's go.
It looks like she headed to the dorms, to Toko's room, most likely. You're right. Junko. Toko. Is Toko inside? Some kind of emergency? Let's ask Hina. Why is everybody so tall? You guys are too slow. I think you're just too fast. So what's this emergency?
So,
Well, after what happened in the girls' locker room, we left Toko in her room so she could lay down. After a while, she came back to check on her, you know, see how she was doing. But when we did, it was weird. She refused to come out and she kept saying all this weird stuff. Weird stuff.
That's fine.
We should try talking to her ourselves. Yeah, good idea. May as well give it a shot. The door swung open slowly and silently. Holy crap. An aura of negativity flowed out from behind the door, forcing a gasp out of me.
What?
Oh, nothing. It's just that, Hina was really worried about you, holding yourself up in your room.
Leave me alone.
Yeah, sure thing. But, could you open up, just for a second?
Won't allow it.
Huh?
I won't let Genocide Jack have control.
And just like that, she slammed the door in my face. What was that? He's been acting like this the whole time when I rang a little while ago. I'll drive out the killer, drive out the murderous fiend. It doesn't make any sense, right? I was afraid to leave her when they're alone, so I tried to bust her door down, but it felt like something was holding it shut on the other side. I couldn't even budge it. Toko was scared enough to even bar her door. Doesn't she think the same thing as Byakuya? Does she think the serial killer Genocide Jack really murdered Chihiro? Is that why Toko's so scared?
But
Whatever it is, I'm really worried about her. Isn't there anyone who might be able to persuade her? This man. That I'm apparently at crotch level for. Hey, Byakuya, you think you could ask her to come out of her room, I mean?
That's fine.
Sure, whatever. Huh, you're gonna talk to her, Byakuya? Wow, I guess you can be nice when you want to. Byakuya stood in front of her door, not making a sound, and pressed the doorbell. In a few moments...
what do you want?
Leave me alone, you're all so annoying. Bakula.
It's Byakuya.
It's Byakuya. I'm sorry I couldn't keep our promise. But don't worry, never again. I won't let Genocide Jack have control ever again. And with that, the door slammed shut. Even Byakuya couldn't pull it off. There's nothing else we can do. Let's get back to the investigation. Hold on. Byakuya, what is Toko talking about just now? Something about a promise?
What?
Oh, I have no idea. Another one of her delusions, I'm sure. But
Stop talking.
if I say I don't know, that means I don't know. Just let Hina take care of her. Oh yeah, okay. I'll stay here and keep an eye on her.
Let's go.
Well then, let's go. Without waiting for a reply, Byakuya sped away. Byakuya! I hurried to catch up. I tried to talk to him several times as we walked, but he didn't even look back, let alone say anything. He just kept on walking towards his destination. Finally, his feet brought me to a stop in front of a certain room. The library. Come on, let's go in. What you want to talk to me about, sir? Is the evidence that proves it was Genocide Jack really in this
Don't
library?
make me repeat myself.
Don't make me say it again. I remember the other side of this door is the archive, right? Hurry up and go inside. Oh, here?
Let's go.
And I'll make sense once you're inside. Whoa, there's so many books and files. And so much dust, too.
So, in other words...
I would say there's enough value in this place to endure the dust. If you pay attention to your surroundings, I'm sure to discover the value for yourself. This is shelf stuffed tight with files. Without really thinking about it, I picked one at random. Ah, you have a sharp eye indeed to select that file. Huh?
That's right.
That's the report on a presidential assassination. The original is kept at the National Library. It won't be declassified for another 30 years. Are you sure you want to look at it now? There's no telling whose crosshairs you might wind up in for peeking at it. Without making a sound, I return the file to the shelf. There's so many files stuff on the shelf. What and all these
That's
things?
enough.
Those documents are dangerous. Dangerous. They detail all the people who control the world from behind the scenes. Dangerous truths for a commoner. You mean like a member of the Diet or something? No, I mean the ones with real power, the secret council controlling everything from the shadows. If you're ready to be disappeared for it, take a look. There are so many very interesting people in there. You're just kidding, right? Am I? I'll just let it go for now. There's a wooden box. It's empty. Although, judging by the smudge in his dust, it looks like there was something inside. I wonder what it was. There was an extension cord plugged in there. It proves very useful while in the library. Extension cord, huh? Huh, it's a desk lamp. Yeah, it's the same one I saw Byakuya using in the library before.
What?
Do you have a problem with that lamp? It was here before, then I moved it over there. It was too dark over there, so I thought I'd put it to good use. There's a ton of thick files stuff on the shelf. If you're thinking of looking through any of them, let me give you a little warning. Those things are filled with graphic, disturbing photos from all kinds of crime scenes. It's the kind of thing any normal person would never want to look at. Be careful. Oh, what do you mean? All this fires, there are investigation reports related to different cold cases. Those are internal documents for police eyes only. They're not the kind of things you'd expect to leak. Oh. So, are you finally beginning to understand the true splendor of this library? The entire reason I was interested in the library is because this room is right here. It's a home to
Interesting.
classified government document, police records, things no ordinary person would ever see. Isn't it magnificent? This can't be for real, right?
Such
That's your
ignorance.
guys' problem. Anything that doesn't fit into your preconceived reality, you label it a lie. Well, it's not that. It's not like I totally refuse to believe it, but I mean, there's just so much. How could anyone have put this all together? I suppose it goes to show just how much power Speak truly wields, or perhaps the mastermind may have wanted to provide us with enough entertainment to keep us from getting bored. It's no use. I can't keep up with all of this. It's just too unreal. What's wrong? You still can't believe it? What about you? How can you believe it so easily? Things like this are usually impossible.
What?
What do you mean, usually? Usual, normal, ordinary, simple, those things don't exist anywhere in the real world. If you don't understand what they actually represent, you don't understand the nature of anything. You don't pull your punches, do you? Besides, what you consider usual is based on your common sense, right? Oh my god! Why is this reading so much today? What makes you think your own common sense applies to me at all? The documents gathered here is genuine. I have reviewed them multiple times. There is no doubt. Hold on a second. You're saying you've already read all these documents and more than once? But all this has to be like top secret confidential stuff, right? So why? My family has a reading room just like this at our home. Ours is bigger, of course, and not as dusty. Huh? Members of the Toyogami family have access to a variety of government-related documents that includes foreign powers as well as domestic. How is that possible?
So in other
I already
words,
told you there's a secret council that controls the world from the shadows, and my family is a member of that council. And I have within me the blood that will allow me to one day bend the world to my will. But to become such a ruler, I must know all the levels of this world, backwards and forwards. So whenever I have time, I like to review whatever documents and materials that interest me. Which is why I can proclaim without a doubt that the materials gathered here are the real thing. This is beyond believing or not believing. IQ is actually starting to scare me more than the actual mastermind. And what always interests me the most were the cold cases, the police investigation reports. Reading through those reports has always been a hobby of mine ever since I was little. It's excellent mental exercise. I've solved more than a few of those cases just by reviewing the reports. And among all those reports, one of my recent favorites is the Genocide Jack case. As he talked, Byakuya grabbed a specific file from the shelf.
That's right.
This is a completed case file. Every single report surrounding the Genocide Jack case has been compiled here. Because there are so many, allow me to quickly summarize the main points. Again, there are two notable characteristics of every Genocide Jack murder. The first character is that every crime, the word bloodlust is written in the victim's own blood. The second is that when the victims are murdered, their bodies are suspended in a certain way. Bloodlust written in blood, and the victim's body is suspended. That's exactly the same as what happened to Chihiro. Save your surprise, the best part is yet to come. The second character where the victims are suspended. The only ones who knew about the particular fact were members of the police and other higher-ups. By accounts, nobody in the media ever found out. Huh? In other words, no one on the news, no one online, nobody knew about that aspect of each crime. The only key officials and the killer himself knew about this act of mounting the victim. Now, if you recall Chihiro's corpse, her body was most certainly mounted in this fashion. So how could the killer have known about the spindle
That's
victim?
right.
That's the key question. But in fact, the answer is quite simple.
So in
The
other
culprit
words,
isn't a copycat killer. It's the real Genocide Jack.
in other words,
That's right. There is the evidence that Genocide Jack has hidden himself among the rest of us. Then Genocide Jack really is. Such a brutal, fiendish killer really is walking around among us.
Interesting.
Things are really starting to get interesting, aren't they? I never imagined a killer with such a reputation would ever become part of our little game. Now, don't you think it would be good for you to take a look at what I've already seen? You might just manage to ferret out a clue or two.
Such
If you
ignorance.
get down on your knees and beg, I might even show you myself. Oh, that's everything here. Hold on, we'll have more to check. What more? What more do you want me to check? There's that. He's talking to you. I guess we're talking to you. I'm about the Genocide Jack case file. Could you let me see it?
That's fine.
Well, you didn't beg, but I guess it's okay this time. Feel free to look in it, but here, but you can't take it with you. Bayaki handed me the file and flipped through it with tense nerves. I love a lot of the visuals that this game has because every single every single one of the frames like these, such care is taken into the detailing. That is just love it. And I flipped through it with tense, nervous fingers. Suddenly, my hand stopped. I'd reached the page where the photos from the scenes of each crime had been collected. The names of Genocide Jack's victims ran for several pages. Ken Hundra's, Tensher Honda, 17, Shoujo Gaku, 23, Kano Leslie, 14, Takeyashi Yoshida, 30. But the thing is, all of them are scissors, and they're all men. Notice. Actually, you can't see me pointing, and I don't have the thing on the screen. Anyway, so they're all pinned up with scissors through the hands. And from what we can see from these two, also around the body. There was no end to it, but one thing became perfectly clear as I read. All the killers, countless victims, were killed by suspended in exactly the same way. At the end of the scene of every murder, the word bloodlust was left written in the victim's own blood. Now take a look at the next page and you'll find another interesting tidbit. The next page. Profiling results. All of these crimes took place either on weekdays at night or during the holidays, either day or night. The most common time for the killing to take place was on holidays in the afternoon. Based on these facts, it could be suggested that the suspect may be a student. Evidence suggests that the suspects lingered at the scene, but when they did leave, they were in a panic because an eyewitness had never come forward. It's unlikely that there was any external reason for this. This confused behavior suggests that the suspect may potentially suffer from dissociative identity disorder.
So in other words,
The key point here is that the culprit may well have a split personality. Split personality, like the kind of thing you see on TV. So I'm part of another totally unbelievable story, but this one is way more unbelievable than anything else up till now. Or maybe it really isn't, I don't know. I feel like my mind has gone numb. Genocide Jack case file has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook.
Let's go.
Alright, we should get going soon. Huh, where are we going? Anyway, right here. We finished our business here, haven't we? Oh, wait, Byakuya. Why is everybody so insistent on leading my investigation? Why can't you just let me be? As usual, Byakuya turned and left without another word. I hurried out of the library to catch up. Well, this is where we part ways. I'm having some things I need to care of before the class trial. Huh, just all of a sudden like that?
I don't have time
Come
to play
on,
with
enough
you.
of your annoying misapprehension. Did you really think we'd be together the whole time? Take responsibility for yourself. Do something useful. Move the investigation forward on your own. Well, goodbye. Just like that, he was gone. Just as quickly as he asked me to join him, he cut me off. At the end, I felt like I was just plaything getting tossed around. At the same time, I uncovered some really important clues to thank him. Inside Jack, he's the one that killed Chihiro, and that murderous fiend is one of us. But who is it? I have to find out, no matter what it takes. And to do that, there's somewhere I have to go investigate more time. I have to go back to the crime scene of the girls' locker room. Check the boys' locker room too. And the others might have come up with some info I might find useful while I'm at it. I need to find everything I can. I wanted to go to the boys' locker room anyway. Why couldn't you just let me go when I wanted to? Why is everybody so insistent on leading my investigation wherever they please? I just want to go around and do my own thing. Let me investigate. Let me be smart. Run to the boys' locker room. Aha. Huh, this poster. It's a popular boy band called Orlando. Somehow it doesn't quite seem to fit the boys' locker room. There's a strange stain on the carpet. What is it? The boys' locker room has been added. Locker room carpet has been added to the closed section of your handbook. Can't really see much else. That's really all there is here.
Damn.
Chihira's presence here was especially weak for her body and her soul.
No forgiveness!
To target such a helpless being is unforgivable. That wretched beast to do such a thing. I cannot forgive this. Hey Koto, have you made any progress on your
Indeed.
investigation? Generally speaking.
However,
But I have to get going. I have something unrelated to take care of. Something besides the investigation? What is it?
well,
Nothing you need to worry about. Just concentrate on the murder. But
so then,
before I go, let me give you one piece of advice. You should examine Chihira's body one more time thoroughly. Also, her handbook is missing. You might want to determine its whereabouts.
goodbye.
That's it. Praying for your success. With that, Yoko turned and left the girls' locker room. I guess I'll take another look at the body then. And Chihiro's handbook is missing? It's definitely worthy about. Chihiro's e-handbook has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Kyoto said I should examine the body one more time. I know she said thoroughly, but I don't have my limits. Well, I better give it a shot anyway. Let's see. Chihiro's hands are bound with what looks like some kind of rope. The rope was used to prop her up in crucifix position. Huh? The rope has a plug. Wait, so then this isn't a rope at all. It's the more I think about it, the more that's not the only thing that concerns me. Chihiro's fatal injury to the blow to the head, which means someone struck her in the head in order to kill her. That's right, there's an issue of her being suspended and the fatal blow. At first, I didn't see any reason to think too much about either of them. But seeing them again after looking through the Genocide Jack file, something's not quite right. What does this all mean? Status of the dead body has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Well, the one thing most likely to tie all these mysteries together is the nature of the rope that was used to spin Chihiro. I figured that out. There's a certain place I need to revisit to look over again. Plus, it might help look at the Genocide Jack case one more time. I want to look at this again. It's the bloodstained poster is the most noteworthy part, but the big-breasted swimsuit model is pretty noticeable too. The girls' locker room doesn't seem like the kind of place you'd find something like this. But Wait, that reminds me. The poster in the other locker room is... That's right, there's definitely something strange about this. The boys' locker room, there's a poster of a popular boy band. The girls' locker room, there's a poster of a big-breasted swimsuit model. Could the posters have been switched? But if they were, what reason would they have? Maybe I should talk to someone who knows a little more about the locker rooms. 2 locker room posters has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. She should know. You spend a lot of time exercising in the girls' locker room, right?
Of
Sakura?
course.
I've used it nearly every day since it opened up. Sometimes Hina and I use it together. Okay, then let me ask you something. Do you think poster in the boys' and girls' locker rooms could have been switched?
I'm sorry.
Sorry, I can't really say. I never paid any attention to the posters. You see,
However,
but there is something that's been bothering me about the locker room. You see, I like to drink a little protein coffee every time I finish exercising. We have protein coffee in the warehouse. It's not the highest quality, but I don't have a lot of other options. I mix protein powder with the coffee and down a glass of it after exercising. Anyway, the other day I spilled some on the carpet in the girls' locker room, and it left a stain. But I don't see any stain on the carpet now.
of course.
Exactly. I noticed it earlier. The stain has disappeared. I can only assume someone came along and cleaned it up. But it still isn't unusually clean, as if there was never a stain here to begin with. Disappearing stain has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. And now, if we go back, it maybe wanted me to check the other one first, but there's a strange stain on the carpet. Wait, is it? I'm gonna check the girls' locker room carpet again, see if that maybe changes my interaction with it. Let's see here. There's a blood stain on the carpet. It could only have been caused by Chihiro's murder. Okay. It's not gonna tell me anymore. Great. So we need to go to the library because I'm... If you could let me go, please. Wait. I'm sure there must be more left waiting for me. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, remember to hit like and subscribe. Especially if you want to be able to find out how this investigation continues on from here. Because, I mean, I left a pretty good cliffhanger. I won't lie. Anyway, come back next time to see what happens. Hope you had a good day. Bye.